to cut these into shorts and do these like and I still might do it and put them in shorts too. But I've had numerous accounts of sleep paralysis. Numerous.
You have?
Yes, numerous. But there's three of them that stand out the most for me. And so we'll get into it. I'll go from least to like the creepiest, scariest one. So I'll start with the first one. The first one, I think I'm awake, and I can't move my body. My body's not moving. Nothing's moving. All right. And I hear this dog barking in my ear. And it's not like a just it's like ferocious, like coming after me bark, right? So it's on my left side, and I hear this bark, and I'm trying to run, and I'm like, holy crap, I've got to get away from this dog. The funny thing was, it sounded like my dog. It sounded like my dog. I had a dog. It was a bull mastiff pit bull named Dooley. Sweetest dog in the world. Loved her to death. Loved her. She was my baby for 10, 11 years. She had hip dysplasia and got cancer. It was sad. So it sounded like her, but it was like coming after me. And I'm like, why can't I wake up? Why can't I move? You know, it was scary. So I finally I wake up, and of course I'm looking around, and my dog's asleep on her chair. She had a chair. She loved her chair. And I look over, she's asleep on my chair. And I'm like, what the heck? What was that? What just happened? So and this is back when I was late teens and still living at home with mom, right? And so I tell her about it. She's like, "Oh, so you had sleep paralysis?" And I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, it's a thing." I'm like, "What?" So I looked it up, and I'm like, "Oh, it's a thing. It's a phenomenon, pretty much."
Well, I mean, that's a sleep disorder.
And
but people take it to an extreme.
Dude, these next two, crazy.
Like, I have insomnia, and that's a real thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Every now and then, I straight up can't sleep for like 4 nights.
Yeah.
You know, it's terrible. It sucks really bad.
Oh, these next two get better. These next two get better.
Well, I was gonna say the sleep paralysis. Okay, that can be a legit sleeping disorder. I get that, but that people saying they see shadow people and they think they're really shadow people.
Okay, and I didn't mean to make that face, but when you said shadow people, it's funny.
Because that's not what you always hear.
So once I tell you my stories, then I'll tell you how I really feel about sleep paralysis. Now, do I feel like my body's not moving? My body's not moving. It's not. Okay, but so let me go ahead and knock these two stories out, and then I'll tell you how I feel about it. And please chime in whenever you want to. I'm not telling you just listen and shut up and just listen, right? I want you to chime in. So my next one, I was up in North Alabama. I was training in North Alabama. I was training, and so they had me in a hotel room.
Training?
Yeah. This is
like for a job.
We're talking about 2003 here. This is so I was up there training. Actually in the Gunnersville area, Lake Gunnersville. I was like right there. Lake Gunnersville was like right there. It's a beautiful lake. So one night I wake up. Well, I say I wake up, and it feels like something is sitting on my chest, right? And I'm like, what the hell? I can't see anything. It's like my eyelids won't open, but my body's not moving. And something is on my chest. And all of a sudden, the whole bed. That's funny. I'll tell you. I'll get into that too. So then the whole bed starts shaking. Everything starts shaking. So when I woke up, I actually thought I was having a seizure, but it wasn't. But the whole bed is shaking, and I'm just like, finally, I muster up a yell. So I'm yelling to wake me up. I wake up. Of course, there's nothing there. There's nothing around. The bed's not vibrating anymore. Nothing, right? And I'm just like, what the fuck?
Vibrating bed, huh?
Dude, telling you.
Put some
quarters in.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm freaked out, right? I mean, what the hell was sitting on me, right? So the next day, I had called home, and I was talking to a couple of, like, my mom and my brother, and my mom chimed in and said, "Oh, the old hag got you." If you don't believe me, look it up.
I know.
Look it up. The old hag, not boo hag, because the boo hag is the same thing.
It's the same thing.
So the boo hag is the voodoo version, right? The old hag sits on you and tries to suck your life. You know,
in the South, it's big. That's why people paint their houses Hank Blue.
Blue hag. Yep.
Yeah.
So I was, the hell, right?
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, the old hag stayed in Guntersville because I ain't seen her or felt her or anything else since. I'm done with her.
You'll go back to her. You always do. You know,
they can be hot.
You are on a break.
No, actually, it wasn't. All right, so a couple years later, now granted, I've had sleep paralysis issues. At least I'd say that
happens to a lot of guys.
Yeah. Well, all right. So the research that I've done in with sleep paralysis is when people experience it, it's because they're highly stressed. Most times they're highly stressed. I'm like, well, I mean, those 2 episodes, I was pretty stressed. I didn't want to be where I was at, and the old hag got me.
Yeah.
And I was, and so I'm still living at home with my mom, and I'm kind of stressed because I want to be on my own, but I don't have the job at that moment to get on my own. So I can, okay, let's put that together. Okay, that sounds good to me, right? This next one, dude, I'm kind of nervous about telling this one because you're gonna laugh here. You're probably gonna, man, you're gonna just destroy me. You're going to destroy me.
I'm gonna destroy you. This is either way. This is
all right. YouTube, I ain't lying when I tell you this. Matt might destroy me, but there's got to be somebody out there that feels my pain, right? Please, somebody comment or something. DM me on Facebook.
Don't give this guy love for this bullshit ass story.
Dude, this is true.
Okay, tell the story.
All right. This is about 2005, 2006. My wife and my child are both sick, so they, camped out in the big bedroom, we called it, our bedroom. And so I had to sleep in the computer room. I don't want to tell you this now. I mean, I would tell YouTube this, but now you're just going to bury me for this.
I was going to bury you anyway. You might as well tell me. This is not
all right.
Going to be that.
In the computer room, we had a futon. And the futon pretty much faced the TV where I had the PlayStation 2 set up, and then I had the computer sitting on the sidewall. Well, I'm sleeping in the futon, just chilling, and all of a sudden, sleep paralysis hits. Now, at the time, I didn't know it was sleep paralysis. I was asleep, and oh my God, man, you're gonna kill me. I started hearing the clicking noise. This clicking noise, and if you know what I'm talking about, like that. From the Signs movie. Did you ever see the Signs? So I start hearing that. I start hearing that sound, and I look. So pretty much, I feel like I'm on my back, right? And I feel like I'm on my back, and I look up, and I see this dark figure standing over me.
Swing away, Pat. Swing away. You need a glass of water.
I knew it. I knew it. So I'm looking up and I see, and of course now I'm trying to wake up. I'm like, get up. My eyes weren't open. I just thought I was.
You dummy.
I couldn't move.
You had a bad dream.
I couldn't even wake myself up. I was nothing.
That's what happens when you're having bad
dreams for a reason.
Yeah, it's got a nightmare.
So,
you dumbass.
So, yeah, but in my defense, if I'm having a nightmare, I can wake myself up. I can wake up just like that.
What?
Oh yeah.
What the hell kind of superhero are you?
So that ends the sleep paralysis because we're about to get into dreams now.
Yeah, I'll tell you about some dreams. I come from a long line of freaking sleepwalkers.
Oh, hold on. One more thing about sleep paralysis.
Uh-huh.
Sleep paralysis, you might think your eyes are open, but they're not. You're still asleep. Your whole body's asleep. The only thing, and I've read about this.
So is your mind.
But the reading could be wrong, but I read that your subconscious wakes up.
Oh.
So your body's still asleep in your brain, but your subconscious kind of, hey, it's weird.
Isn't that what a dream is?
Hold on, I'm almost.
You're asleep, and your subconscious goes, "I'm bored." And
no, you're awake, but you're not. Like the rest of your body's asleep still. That's sleep paralysis.
Okay.
That's what I've read. I could be wrong, but hey, anybody that's like a psychiatrist or whatever can hit me up on that. So now we're getting into dreams. Matthew, you have the floor. Mr. Matt Black, you have the floor.
I come from a long line of sleepwalkers. Everybody in my family basically does some form of sleepwalking. We are very deep sleepers. I have woken up many, many times in fights because I dream.
Wait, who you fight?
Exactly. Am I fighting a ghost? I'm dreaming I'm in a fight. And I wake up. Okay. Then I wake up. Do I automatically say, "Oh, I was fighting a ghost"? I had a dream. Well, it's basically what you're saying. I had a dream. Exactly. I had a dream. This is getting way too Martin Luther King-y. But I did have a dream that I was in a fight. And I woke up, and that happened many, many times. It's happened to my brothers, too.
Yeah.
So you dream something so vivid that when you wake up from that dream, you're doing it. My brother, well, that was when he was drunk. That wasn't a drink. Never mind. And I'll keep that story to myself because it was a little crazy. But yes, that's the whole point. If you dream a vivid dream like that, it feels real. You think that somebody is standing over you.
I think sleep paralysis is different.
Now,
it's different.
Okay, I will at least. I'm not.
Because you're not paralyzed.
I don't know what the study. I assume that's a legitimate sleep disorder.
Yeah.
I mean, and if it's a legitimate sleep disorder, okay, fine. I get it. But that's not, sleep paralysis is not necessarily what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
It's the sleep paralysis and evil demon black things that people see. That's a little fucked up and weird. I don't believe that's happening.
I think sleep paralysis, and a lot of people are like, sleep paralysis, you see shadows. What you said, sleep paralysis, to me, you're asleep. It's a dream state. You're in a dream state, but something in your brain wakes you up, but your body's still asleep. So that's why you can't move, because your body is, that part of your brain where your body's sleeping is still not active.
I understand.
And so that's what makes me think that sleep paralysis is different, because you're dreaming. Like, I'm not saying that happened. I'm not saying that it's something dark standing over me with that alien sounding. That just creeped me the fuck out.
But that's what
creeped me the hell out. That just creeped me out.
Can you not cuss?
I don't want to.
Oh, okay.
I mean, limited.
I get it. I get it.
Limited.
Well, you need to tell me, because I cuss
fine.
a lot.
You're just limited. That's fine.
Yeah.
Just limited. But so that,
well, that's okay.
Yeah, that was what
I understand that,
dude.
That's scary. That makes a lot of sense to me.
I think I was having
a really terrible nightmare, waking up and thinking, man, that was horrible. That felt like somebody was in the room with me.
Yep.
I get it. But there are a lot of sleep paralysis stories that you hear where they say there was somebody in the room.
I don't believe that.
That's what they believe, though. You know, they believe there are people that come and visit them when they get sleep paralysis.
Being, and I can't say victim because I'm not, but being a person that has experienced sleep paralysis, I can 100% tell you I was not visited. It was my brain and it was my body. This is
the very first time.
That was not.
Damon, I congratulate you, because this is the very first time that something weird has ever happened to you that you have admitted to me it was all just a dream. It's not a big deal. It's something normal that happens to most people.
Neurological. I think it's neurological.
Hey, look at you.
See, I'm a grower. See how easy that was. All right, so let's go. Let's push it. Let's push the dreams. Let's push to more
Now, why did you think that I was going to bash you for that? Because
You bash me about everything.
I only bash you when you believe dumb stuff.
No,
Dumb stuff.
so okay, so let's go. Let's go. Can you? And I can tell you,
You're a smart guy.
I can tell you, I can. But my question to you is, can you control your dreams?
I cannot. I know there are some people apparently that can.
I can't.
Lucid. You can. You can lucid dream. Really.
I'll give you an
I
example.
believe that. Like there are some people that they will straight up like they are very convinced that they can control their dreams, and like why would they want why would they lie about that? Like there's nothing paranormal about it.
I will give you examples. I'll give you one example. One very true. The one like it's like my home run. You can't beat it.
What?
Experience. Okay. So and the reason why I say it because I'm 11, 12 years old, right? And I had this reoccurring nightmare, just almost every other night. And when I go to bed, I'm like, please don't let me have this dream. Please. Well, then finally,
you're the only other person I've had that
reoccurring nightmare.
Reoccurring, dream.
Okay, so
I have reoccurring dreams.
So I had, and I'm like, God, what? So then I said, all right, you know what? If I have this dream again, I'm going to bring some allies. I'm 10, 11 years old, right? So who am I going to bring in there, right? You think about this. So I said, all right, if I have this dream, I'm going to bring in. Okay, don't laugh. Okay, you can laugh. But one of my favorite movies back when I was like, and I'm going to go back because I don't think I was 10 or 11. I think I was actually still living in Georgia at the time. So I was like 8 years old. Beastmaster was one of my favorite.
Oh, it was a great freaking flick, man.
One of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
And Kodo and Podo and Rue.
Yeah, the little thieves.
Yeah, and Rue,
thieves.
The tiger.
Yeah.
All right.
I remember that movie. It was great.
So I was having this nightmare, and it was about this big alligator, and it was always trying to chase me and get me, and it was this, and so I said, all right, fine. If I had this nightmare again, because it was reoccurring, it happened every time, and I was terrified. I said, all right, if this happens again, Kodo, Podo, Rue, they're all going to come in my dream, and they're going to help. So I go to sleep, and it's like almost like instant. As soon as I just boom, that here comes the alligator. I'm like, I know I'm dreaming now. I know I'm in this dream state, and I start. Here comes Kodo and Podo, and here comes Rue, and they take care of the alligator. And I'm like, holy crap, that actually worked. I'm 8, 9 years old.
That's not necessarily, well, I guess it could be considered
so
lucid.
I'm 8, 9 years old, and I realize I'm in that nightmare, so I automatically bring them in. Right?
Yeah.
And that's crazy. To this day. Now, I have had nightmares where I can't do anything about it, even though I've realized, wait a minute, I'm in a dream, I'm in a nightmare. So 9 times out of 10, when I realize it, I wake up. I just wake up. But there's sometimes where like I'm really into this dream, and then I start thinking, "Oh, I'm dreaming." I can just like somebody said, for instance, if you can stick your hand in front of your face, you're dreaming. That means you can control your dream or bring stuff in to help. I don't know how true that is because if I realize it, then I start trying to wake myself up. 9 times out of 10 nowadays, I just try to wake myself up.
I sleep so deeply and I dream so heavily. There is no lucid dreaming with me. I am in another world.
Yeah.
There is no I don't know that I'm dreaming. I'm that's why I rarely have a nightmare. I rarely dream anything awful. Which is very odd because I watch horror movies all the time. I love horror movies.
Yeah.
I have only had maybe a handful of nightmares in my life. It's very odd, but it's a good thing because if I did have them, I would not like sleep, man. I mean, because I dream very very vividly, and I have recurring dreams, and nobody likes to hear about anybody's dream because it's like trying to describe a movie or something that was very important to you, but nobody else is going to think it's important. It just sounds stupid, you know. So, but there's never been any kind of lucid dreaming with me. So I definitely think that is a thing for sure. I'm like, too many people say that it is a thing. Like, why? I just don't know how I would ever do it. I just there's never a point in time where I think I'm dreaming. Yeah, you know, I think I'm there or whatever.